Hanover, and welcome to my new series called Mind Bite. When you see the name of the series and you see Mind Bite, you know that it's me sharing just some general basic ideas, information. It could be things that I'm sharing with you because of conversations that I had with other school owners that I thought you guys might find the same information useful. Could be things I've read, ideas, something on my mind that I simply want to share. So today's Mind Bite came from this morning. I had a couple conversations with school owners. And due to those conversations, I asked and went through with those owners three important things. Where are you right now in your business? Where do you want to be heading in your business? And then what is the first thing you should be doing to get going in that direction? So when I mean, where are you? Everybody is at different places in their business. We can narrow those down to a few subcategories or subsections. One is, a brand new school owner, somebody opening up a brand new adventure, a brand new studio. They're in a certain place and need to be doing certain things. There's another subcategory of maybe you're a struggling school owner. You've been in business for a while. You lack direction. You lack systems. You're just day to day, man, trying to keep things going. There's too much month at the end of the money, so to speak, and you might be in that situation. You might be a school owner that's doing fairly well, but you want to make more money. You're providing a decent living for you and your family, but you want to provide more opportunities for your staff members, and you want to make more money yourself. You could be a school owner that the business is doing great. You're rocking that one location. You've got it fully staffed. You don't even have to be there every day. You just kind of run the ship. You're a true business owner. You're a true entrepreneur, and that's a great place to be. But even you're there now. The next question beckons, where do you want to be headed? In any of those four categories that I just asked you, where are you at in your business now? Have a truthful look at where you're at, because some people don't realize where they're at. Some people think they're in a place that's going to get better, but yet they've been doing the same thing forever and nothing's changed, but you still think it's going to get better. Some people just aren't honest enough where they exactly are. But once you determine that and you have a truthful look with yourself of where you are, right? Then you got to decide where you're headed. Highly successful school owners, that the gentleman, the fourth group that I just mentioned, is it time to open up your second location, your third location, your fourth location? Is it time to sell all of those locations and retire? For the brand new school owner, you know where you're at. Where are you headed? Where do you want to be in the next 6 months, 12 months, 18 months with that studio? The number of students, the amount of gross revenue, your net profit, how much money you want to be putting in your pocket, right? Do you know where you're headed in that new business? The struggling school owner, where are you headed? What is it? You know where you're at. You know you're struggling. Where do you want to be in the next, again, 18 months, 6 months, 12 months? So once you realize where you're at, you got to realize where you're headed. And you've got to be thinking in terms of where you're headed. Success doesn't happen by accident. It happens by seeing it in your mind, making a plan of action, working hard every day on those actions until you succeed, right? Reevaluating what you're doing constantly and having those honest look at your results and making changes accordingly. And then the last thing I want to mention or think that you should be asking yourself this time of year is, once you know where you're at, you know where you want to be at or where you're headed, what's the first thing you need to be doing? Stephen Covey calls it first things first. What is the most important thing that you can be doing to get you on the track of where you want to be? It's that simple. For that beginning school owner, it may be setting your systems up, beginning your marketing, perfecting your sales process, and implementing your class management systems. Martial arts school isn't that difficult, right? It's getting new students in the door. It's keeping them as long as we possibly can, shutting the back door so we have high retention, and maximizing the 6 income generators while we've got those students, right? For the struggling school owner, you probably got a lot more decisions to make in trying to determine what your first thing is. And I don't know that without speaking with you. If you've been struggling for some time, in trying to decide what your first thing is, you might want to take a look at yourself. The first thing could be you. It could be your mindset. It could be your dedication. It could be that you've been getting the wrong advice all this time. You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over and over and expecting a different result. So maybe there's a little bit of that happening in your struggling school as well. But by realizing where you're at, struggling school owner, and having an honest look and conversation with yourself, the next thing is simply figuring out what's the most important thing I could be doing. Is it that you need money? You need to figure out how to generate some income. I have some great income generation ideas for your school. Won't work in every school, but a lot of schools that came in situations where they had to raise money fast, these fundraiser ideas helped them to get some cash flow so that they could afford to advertise, so they could afford to put some money back into the business to grow. So this time of year, you know, we're reflecting on the end of 2016. We're looking ahead in the future and asking yourself and realizing those three key things I think is very important. And if you want to have this conversation with me and Mr. Baker, we're glad to go through these three questions with you. Where are you right now? Where would you like to be? And what is the first thing that you need to be doing, or the first few things that you need to be doing to get you on that path and headed to that direction?